And you go deeper on the rabbit hole, you ask yourself, are they trying to make this mess on purpose? And then you work out they are. Then you work out who they are and all these liberally funded NGOs and why they're doing it, how they're trying to make us all slaves by destroying masculinity. The first thing you have to do if you want to enslave a populace is destroy the people who defend the population, which are always going to be the men, because the men fight. The days of old, they'd come in and just kill all the military-age males. Now they just neuter us. Then you have me.
When you say neuter us, you mean remove our masculinity?
Absolutely, yeah, they neuter us. We're now living in a world where if a man is remotely masculine in any way, he's attacked for it. If I say my wife isn't allowed to talk to other men, mental breakdowns, they're about to put me on BBC One this morning, all over the front of the Guardian, whoever watches this crap. Andrew Tate's toxically masculine, he's controlling, he's evil in his heart. Why? Because my woman's not allowed to go party with a bunch of dudes? One, she doesn't want to. That's the first thing. She doesn't want to. Secondly, if I had a wife and she said, I want to go party with Mike and Nathan, I'd be like, who's Mike and who's Nathan? No, you're not. And if she says, well, I'm going to do it, I'll say, fine, then I'm not your husband. Goodbye. I'm not going to attack her. I'm not going to beat her up, but I have standards. Once again, they attack masculinity because masculinity is based on parameters and standards. That's what masculinity is. Masculinity has always been, traditionally, defending a border. Let's go back a couple thousand years. What did the men do? This is our land. If you come here, you have to fight us. That's all masculinity ever was. So masculinity in and of itself is built around enforcing parameters. And you enforce parameters with your children, in your business, in your relationship, in your friendships. That's what you do as a man. But you're not allowed to now. That's how they attack masculinity. You have to accept everything, especially from women. If you don't accept everything from women all of the time, you're a misogynist. If you have any standards whatsoever, you're a bad person. You're not even allowed standards in how a woman looks. Here, let me get sent back to jail. I don't find fat women attractive. If a woman says, I don't find short men attractive, who cares? Nobody. If I say fat women aren't attractive, they're about to put me once again, good morning, fat shaming, misogynistic, that they're going to attack me for having a standard. Why am I not allowed a standard as a man? They have standards. In fact, I'd argue women have higher standards than anyone. Ask the average woman on the street what she wants in a man. The average woman. I don't want him to be short. I want him to be rich. I want him to be smart. I want him to be interesting, charismatic. He has to be spontaneous, and he has to love my family, and he has to love my dog. And then she'll go on for 25 minutes about what she wants. All I'm saying is put the donuts down, and they want to throw me back in jail. All I'm saying is don't eat so much pie. Whole thing is hypocritical, and it's garbage. And that's why this whole misogynistic attack is garbage. And they're doing it specifically so that men don't have any standards anymore. And that's why they're trying to neuter us. Because if you have standards, especially in your household, the number one thing that's going to inspire you to resistance is sticking up for defending your family. By extension, your town. By extension, your nation. If they attack it at the nucleus, if they attack it at the very beginning, if you don't feel like a man in your own house, if you have no control and influence over your own castle, why do you care about what happens to your town or your city or your country? And then they come along with this enslavement and you're just like, oh, well, okay, I guess. And you just sit there and just end up a slave, waiting for the QR code to be stamped on your head, for the camera to detect if you're allowed to walk down that street, or you get fucking a bullet in your head from the robot sniper. That's where it's all going. So they don't like masculinity. Masculinity is no good to them. Masculinity was only good to them if we'd go and die in wars. And now a lot of men have woken up to that stupid. We're not going to do that anymore. And they've got good enough technology, they can just send some planes or some cruise missiles and blow up whatever farmer needs to die for freedom. Some poor innocent farmer who made $3 his entire life, he needs to be blown apart by a $600,000 missile, otherwise you won't be free to get a coffee. So they're going to go do that. So what do they need masculinity for? Because we have parameters. They don't want us to have parameters. They want us to accept everything. And they started with this feminism garbage.